I'd like to call this meeting to order. It's, do you have the time, Angie?
5:51.
Okay. And let's go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Angie, can we please do a roll call now?
Julio Mendez,
Here.
Melissa Amici. Here. Carlos Eberhard Flores, absent. Rosie Santos.
Here.
Gail Edgar Rodriguez.
Here.
Jesse Shaw.
Here.
Dr. Martha Villarreal. We have a quorum.
Do we have any citizens' comments for today?
No.
So we'll go ahead and move on to the minutes. Did everybody have a chance to read our minutes from February 23rd?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes.
Second that.
Minutes are approved. Do we have any communications or announcements?
Just an update on the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the letters project.
Oh, okay.
It had been delayed because the vendor was waiting for the coding. It was on back order, but they are ready and in a city-owned storage facility. So they did go out, had called for artists or requests for qualifications last year, and they got no bids. Nobody responded to it. So they will be working with Art Studio if it still can be covered under their contract, so that the process can be made a little easier. It could be an online application and with uploading, a little less intimidating than the city.
Okay, so there's gonna be a new open call for artists?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to find out if there's still funds available in Art Studio
Okay.
contract, so they can do that for
Okay.
the
And that's
city.
just to streamline the application
The
process?
application process. Art Studio is also working on a standard operating procedure for public art. And they will be sending a draft by June 9th. They've been working on it. So
And
this
that's
is
for future
art projects.
Art projects.
So that
For the open
there'll be a
calls?
standard policy of how to go out for bids and all that.
Do anybody have any questions for?
That will be pertaining to individual projects or,
For projects from now on. Mhm.
so instead of going through the city's cumbersome.
For this one project, the letter project, they're trying to make it a little more streamlined, a little more artist friendly.
Right,
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
And for the letter project, was there gonna be a specific location or?
Oh, they only currently have 2 locations. One is the South Branch Library. They've already gone and looked at the site and they know where they're gonna put them. And then there's gonna be another one at the Convention Visitors Bureau office. They have, I don't know how many sets of them, but some are 6 feet tall and some are 4 feet tall. The library's supposed to be getting the 6 feet tall.
And so any city building could advocate to have the letter project at their site?
No, they're trying to get it at the different districts.
Oh, okay.
So, the south side, that was the library.
I'm sorry?
Is there one in District 8?
They haven't, identified locations for the
Yeah.
other ones, just those 2 right now. But they have the letters as far as.
And to go about that, we would just, once that process is streamlined and set in place, then, like, how does the location get picked by the district?
I think it had to do with the council member.
Okay.
So if, I don't know if it has to be city property, I'd have to ask Eileen, but the ones that are, the 2 that have been picked are city.
I think it does have to be city
Yes.
property.
Mhm.
Yeah, according to what I remember, it should be city property.
And it's a permanent installation? Are these the letters on the name? Is it like Laredo, the name, or? what?
Laredo, I don't know if you've seen,
Like the ones like in Mexico, the Mexican cities.
Querétaro
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I haven't, they sent me a picture and it's the letter and it's mounted on a big block of cement, so it's not, they're not gonna they're just gonna set them down, they're very heavy.
Mhm.
So they're gonna set them down in front of the light.
And later, will you all send like a little photo, like the mock-up? Because I don't think everybody was here when you all showed it.
Yes, we can get you a copy of when they first went out for bids.
Mhm.
I don't know, this one's gonna look a little different. It's gonna be online, fillable online, and then uploading of their current work as examples.
Okay. And then, I guess we can move on to staff reports.
Yes, and I do have an update on the Public Art Master Plan. Up Art Studio was here in April, and they met with the city manager, the deputy city manager, Councilwoman Alisa Cigarroa, Eileen, myself, to just go over the plan, or at least bring it back bringing the city manager, new city manager, up to speed, and just go ahead and putting it back on the radar. And they are, stressing the need to follow the plan. So hopefully, now that the new city manager is here, hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Okay, and now, let's move on to the public art funding update.
And that is in your packet. I did request an update from the finance department. And it's a spreadsheet. You can see the one on the top is the original 2019 certificates of obligation. Then there's money for 2021 and 2022. 2021 and 2022 have not been allocated yet. And you can also see the 2019 is, some of the districts still have funding in there.
And this has to get used before this is September?
No, it's accumulating, yes, it's not
Okay.
gonna go away,
So this doesn't operate under the city's fiscal year?
no, it's just a fund and whenever it gets spent. But like I said, the last 2 years, it has not been allocated to any project or any district or anything just yet.
District 1 and District 8 have not used any of it, right?
No, it looks like they have.
Which one's District 1?
That is, Gonzalez, Gilbert Gonzalez?
What's the area of the city?
It's in South Laredo.
South Laredo.
Mhm.
So these are the balances from 2019, the funding is still
2019.
available to do art projects?
These are, because they got allocated to the different district. So that can be used.
So,
All of this? That's a lot of money.
so we have close to $1 million that can be spent.
Once it gets allocated, and that's up to city council how they wanna allocate the last 2 years.
So then, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
That's a lot of money
Yeah.
for us to be sitting idle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how do we activate this funding? Like, what do we need to do? We need to address our council members or?
Yes.
And we
They're the
just
ones that make the
specific-
decision for how to allocate it, whether they want to. Up Art Studio recommended several scenarios of how they could do it, but they can divide it among the districts, use it up for one project.
Will they have a proposal for us with other scenarios, just so we can see how we can?
I can find what Elia had recommended.
And then for District 8, I thought that some of the Up Art Studio funding came from District 8.
As far as the hiring of them,
Yeah.
no, it was, I believe,
Because I remember
It was-
initially it was District 8 and then it's George Algeltz, that they both used some of their funding.
that was 7, Public Art Master Plan, and 6 was Dr. Martinez. There were the two that had each put in money for that.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, it's just sitting there, I don't know, I mean, it's up to the city council to make an allocation, or maybe the city manager.
I think maybe we might speak to the
Your councilman?
The council member.
Well, yeah, they had said at one time that we should be having monthly meetings with our council person, just to keep them up to date, so I mean, that might be a good idea, right? For
That's
each one of us to meet with them and say, hey, what are you doing with that money? What about this? What about that? Maybe we should, know our district. See, like, I don't live in Dr. King's district, right?
Right.
But his is the north one. And I know he's been doing stuff out there. He sends me messages all the time. But maybe, you know, if we knew of places where they could spend money in our districts, right, we could suggest it to them. Or they could put a call to artists, you know, like I think they said they have to do that now, right? They have to put out a call to artists. For murals or paintings on walls, and I think also now if they get permission from any homeowner or any person who owns the wall, they can put
Actually, this money has to be on city
Yeah,
property.
city property.
on city
Yeah.
property? Oh, okay. Well, how did they put it on the hotel? That's not city property.
That was the grant, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
And
the
it
grant.
It came from the council member of that
Mhm.
district.
But it,
No,
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 it wasn't
it
a
was-
grant. No, it wasn't a grant.
Which hotel are you talking about?
The one
The Rialto.
downtown.
The
He
Rialto.
gave her the money to paint
Yeah,
that,
remember
so
we
that's
went-
not city
yeah,
property.
That's
Well,
not.
and I think that was from his discretionary.
Right,
funds,
what,
I
isn't
believe.
that what we're talking
No,
about?
this is
No,
CIP.
this is
Oh, okay,
This is
okay,
CIP.
sorry.
Yeah, this is on top of the discretionary.
Okay, yeah, no, from their discretionary funds, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Wow, that's interesting.
I
Well, it's
know.
good that you got it.
Yes.
I have a lot of money and it's
And
just
it's
sitting there.
Yeah.
Is it something that we can work as a committee to kind of look at spreading stuff out evenly among
Ultimately, the decision is,
Right, but I mean, but as far as like what we
Suggesting
spend our time
projects.
here doing, yeah, that we could maybe suggest some projects or come, so that there's maybe like a common voice going up
Yeah.
before all these different council members, and I mean, that would be really great to have a big citywide impact, because it seems like there's money, you know, in every district, and if we could really band together and maybe even approach the city, I don't know if we can approach the city as a group, and, you know, also.
And this is actually beautification of city property, right? It
I
doesn't
think-
have to
yeah.
be
I think that's a good idea.
painting
thinking,
or painting
no,
or mural.
well, it has to be public art.
Public art,
Yeah.
I mean,
public art. But there's a lot of public art that
Yes.
can be done in the city
Mhm.
just to refurbish a little bit some of the areas
Mhm.
in the city.
Well, I wonder if it's like covering the, like getting those pretty trash cans that are on the streets, like doing a project like that, you know?
It's like I said, my councilman, to be able to paint all the meters.
The meters, yes,
And be
the,
able to put some color to it, you know, be able to use the money to paint some of the boxes, electrical
Yeah, the
boxes.
electrical boxes, there
I
was
mean-
remember when they did like a few of those?
They did a few of those, but they did it actually at the
At the outlets.
the outlets, and it was actually funded by
By
the
the
outlets, not necessarily by
But
the
we
city.
should, I mean, that's city property, right?
Yeah.
So every district has them, don't they?
Every city has it,
So
every city has something.
we should find out where they are and see if they'll allocate money and put out a call to artists and let artists paint those boxes. That's an easy.
Yeah.
If we
Easy.
approach it as a city project, I mean, it has more impact, that'd be really great to know that we could, you know, work a project like this that would impact the whole city, and,
Yeah.
you know, it'd be good for everyone.
I mean, you see them everywhere you go. San Antonio, Austin,
They
I
look
was
so
in
pretty.
Santa Fe, they have them all over Santa Fe. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
It's beautiful. What if we were to invite these council members that have money and invite them for a special meeting and just talk to them and, like, we have several that are new, like, District 1 and the other one is, what is it, they have the new one?
Melissa, District 3.
Melissa and King,
Dr. King, right,
Those are new.
yeah.
So maybe, and they come in with so many other things that are, you know, their focus and this might not
Vanessa's
be.
is out, is the north, like Mines Road in that area, Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Yeah, that's her district out there. And Dr. King's is the north,
So
where North
District
Central
8,
Park is, I think, yeah.
District 8 is who?
Downtown
That's
Vanessa.
Alyssa Cigarro.
Oh, it's,
I'm surprised that she had 40,
Alyssa,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that she had 40,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe as a committee, we can organize ourselves and come up with maybe 3 solid ideas that can be spread out for all the districts. That's why there's continuity across, so they can see that, you know,
Yeah.
as a committee, we think this is
yeah.
great.
because We don't
and
have
that way
anything else to do.
it would be an even playing for everybody. And then we can invite them and be like, okay, this is where we think you should apply some of this money.
Yeah,
And we'll take it from
like
there.
canvas our
Yeah.
district,
Yeah.
right? And
Maybe
take photos and
Different
maybe,
locations already.
and say that, and then have, approach them and
Yeah.
say, we have this idea and we would like to know if you would like to, you know.
So yeah, maybe we should do our
Oh,
legwork,
okay.
our research,
Yeah.
scout locations, and then come back and then come up with like,
Do we have any kind of information as far as how much a project like this costs? Like, has anybody ever been involved or? can
I
we-
know Up Art Studio has information, cause
Yeah.
initially that was something that they had
They were
talked
gonna do
about
some-
as easy fixes.
So
And
maybe
then-
find out how many, yeah.
Electric boxes?
Yeah.
Yes, they've done that in Houston where it's
Yeah.
like mini murals all over.
Right,
the-
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about.
And
So
they
maybe
already have a
we-
budget that they had shown us before.
Yeah, they're really great.
Maybe we look at what it costs to do each one, and then we can approach our council member and say, look, there's enough, you have enough funding to do this project that we wanna make
Right.
citywide, and, you know, we can go do that, and then the call to artists, but that would be, I think that'd be so great, it would be nice to see, you know, I think all of us would love to see making an impact here, so.
Cool. Does anybody have any other feedback on that?
Well, don't forget they have discretionary funds too.
Yeah.
All kinds of discretionary funds
Yeah.
that don't have to be on city property. So if in each of our districts, we find a place that maybe they could pay for a mural, or they could put out a call to artists to add additional murals or something, you know?
The wall in your house?
Yeah.
The wall on the inside your
Yeah,
house.
the wall
For all the
inside my
students, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
is
it?
that your district?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, you're in. Oh.
She's like, I found a location.
Yeah. Hey, it's right there by Lamar.
That's what
It
I'm
would be
thinking.
great.
All the
And
kids
Lamar
saying
and
that,
Ryan.
yeah.
So do you wanna
It's
bring
getting
this back
ready
as an
for
item?
you.
Yeah.
She's like, yes.
I'm still new to this committee and I don't know how everything works. I would like to see if we could get the information so that I could take to my council member and say, look, you have this amount of funding, this is an idea that, you know, we're thinking about, and it seems like you have enough funding to do this many. Do you have an area you wanna target, or we're gonna start looking at that and then, you know, go from there, but yeah, I really don't know how things work here. I don't know. Am I supposed to work for that? How does it work?
We'll talk to your council.
Okay, yeah, but then as far as the pricing on it, or
You're-
or show a photo of it, I mean, Rosie said,
There
okay.
should
Hold the
be
mirror.
some
So I just kinda
public
like-
art, there's examples, she put
You
all
just
the examples.
represent the
Okay.
And that's in, and where can I find that?
That's online?
Online, public,
At
okay,
the city's webpage,
okay,
Should
public
ask
art,
her.
public art plan.
Yeah, does he have money
Yeah, that
to
is,
give you?
yeah, that's, well, my question is like having represented the mayoral. So what areas do I have to?
The
Yeah,
whole
cause
city, that's a citywide project.
Yeah.
so
And
that's what I
was-
said, you're the
yes.
whole city.
He did have, she did have one of the suggestions where they divide some of the funding among the districts and then maybe leave like 50% for a citywide project.
Okay, I remember that, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That all the whole
But-
city could be involved.
Maybe
Jesse's
for a
asking
sculpture.
right now,
For the mayor,
what kind of a budget is he looking at since everything's broken down within the districts?
You know,
Good
I
question.
don't know, not, the 21 and 22 hasn't been allocated, but the 2019 was allocated to the 8 districts.
Yeah.
That's the way it was done. And that was a council decision at the time.
You know, we stopped talking about the murals. Not the murals, what do you call them?
sculptures.
The sculptures, and I know those are expensive, and that would be one project that would probably require money coming from everybody, or at least a little bit, and we do need to add.
Do you know if there was anything left in that grant for the sculptures, or
The murals grant, or?
no, there was,
Martinez was looking for a grant because he wanted to put more sculptures in
In
North
Cent-
Park,
mhm.
or Central Park.
The little ones that she was gonna do, yes, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if they got the grant for that or
Because I
not.
saw a photo of the mock-ups of the
little ones,
Yeah,
and-
I just didn't know in what
And
context
that
photo
was Keep Laredo Beautiful that
Yeah.
applied for them. So I can find out if it went through, if they got it or not, but it's been a while, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I
not.
think, what's her name, Lisa Hinosa, is that the right artist?
Lizzie, you know.
You know,
Liz-
yes.
She just recently finished some smaller sculptures.
Yes,
What
it-
was- Is that what we're talking about?
Yes,
Okay.
because it was tied to that larger sculpture in front of North Central Park.
They were gonna do some more around the park. So it might be that they got it, I never heard that they did
Yeah,
not.
that's why I was asking, because
Mhm.
I saw those photos and I wanted to know where it came from, like, within the budget or if it was discretionary.
No, that was a grant they wrote to the federal government. But I can find out what.
What about that sculpture that they had talked about a couple of years
Yeah.
back? The two hands blinking
Mhm.
for the entrance to the city?
I don't think that ever went through. And
No.
they were
It
gonna
was
provide the funding.
With
The park-
Councilman Bali, but I don't think the funding came through.
Oh, that was that Italian
Yeah.
sculpture?
Yeah.
We have
They
the
only-
mock-up.
He paid for the mock-up,
Mhm.
which was really expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to it, but.
Mock-up's at the center for the event. It just got left there.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, that never, and it was gonna be really expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And supposedly the artist was gonna find funding for it, but.
Right, that it was gonna come from their side.
Uh-huh.
Get inside.
Actually, in the submissions that we had for the, what was it, Laredo beautification? or-
Keep Laredo Beautiful.
Keep Laredo
You
Beautiful.
and Gail were in the committee.
There were several sculptures
Mhm.
that were very, very interesting.
Yeah.
And would serve itself very well. Bruno had one that I really thought it was gonna be very good. There was another one, the one that was going to be done with tubes, concrete tubes that
Oh,
were
yeah.
supposed to be made, and they will have similar to the Solstice sun and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were really, really cool looking.
Pretty interesting
They were.
concepts that I think,
Well, what, does Keep Laredo Beautiful have money?
They applied for grants.
Oh, okay.
They applied for grants.
but it's something that perhaps
Yeah,
Could-
the city
yeah.
councilmen can actually take in order to be able to beautify.
Right,
and
right,
to
right.
give a little bit more to the different parks that we have. They don't have to all be in Central Park, they can, they
right,
can
be all
actually select
around,
where.
absolutely, all around the city.
And those were, I mean, they should have already the funding that each one of them said it was gonna cost. I don't think anything was over $10,000.
Yeah, no.
There were some that were about 7,500 and so on, so.
So that would be another thing we could ask if we were meeting with our council people, that if they could, maybe put out a call to artists for sculptures in their district and
mhm.
see if that, and have, like you say, a limit, maybe it just could only cost $10,000, 15 or
I know that we need to have one at the Laredo Center for the Arts, the fountain
Yeah.
exploded.
Pues you have to talk to
It
Alyssa.
broke.
Alyssa, yeah.
Alyssa Segarra, that's
I
her
need to talk to her.
district.
You know,
Yeah, she
you-
shot money.
She has lots of
for
money.
a sculpture from Luis Guerra for the Molcajete.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some.
Because the Center for the Arts is city property.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
they're
why I was
rented.
asking about the letters, because
Yeah.
that could be something that.
Somewhere down.
If that Molcajete, I mean, Luis Guerra's an artist that's gonna be exhibiting with us at the center, and he revamped the proposal that he had submitted originally to you guys, because when we were talking about his exhibit, we said, well, the fountain had broken and it's becoming an attractive nuisance in the sense that, because it's a source of water, we get a lot of, homeless and, anyway, so, we thought it might be a good place to, a good spot to replace
Mhm.
with this sculpture that had started or originated, I think, with this committee. So I don't know if that's something that we would want, I don't know how it all, you know, if there's a call, if you can commission an artist specifically, or if you have to put out a call, I don't know how that works.
That first amount of money, the council members selected the artist.
So basically, it's up to the council member's discretion how they'd like to use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we could suggest to them.
Yeah, I had kind of hoped also that perhaps Melissa and Alyssa would work together on a project in front of the center for the Molcajete, and then perhaps they would even consider moving and working together for another sculpture, maybe in Melissa's district, but that, you know, just because, you know, they're, well, I think we could start with them maybe.
Yeah.
Well, just a note of interest, the Killam's are purchasing 5 properties downtown. The gallery's one of them. Siete Banderas, El Cañonazo, El Pasillo. I guess that's 4. I have the parking lot that's right there, so 5. Just so you all know.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Do they have any plans that you know?
I don't know if I will still be there. Nobody has said anything to me. The Hang Same's owns it, Luis Romano's running all those properties, but yeah, they've already come by to see my space and all the other ones, and they sent the engineers this past week to go through the whole building and, you know, see the structure, everything. So they've been there twice already, the engineers. And so I asked Louis, do you know what's going on? Because I'm planning shows through December, and he goes, business as usual right now. And I don't know the intention for that space of the new owners. I mean, I know who it was. Cliff Killam went by and looked at the building. It's the Killams, but yeah.
It would be a shame if they did away with that area, especially where you're at.
I just don't see what they would do with it. I know it was a restaurant at one time, but that kitchen is gone and all of that stuff is gone.
Right.
I mean, what else would they, but see, the other thing is they have ties with like TAMIU big time. And I mean, you never know. They might designate it something for TAMIU. I don't know. But just so you all know. Things going on downtown. I mean, I'm glad they're gonna do something with those spaces, right?
Right. As long as they, you know, make it prettier and
Right,
more attractive for the city.
right. So that's a little bit of what's happening in my area of the woods.
But isn't your place there a,
It's a historic, it is a designated historical building.
so it couldn't do anything?
They can't do anything to the facade. There's nothing there that says they can't do things to the interior. Isn't that interesting?
That's weird, because that's what makes it so beautiful.
Well, I'm assuming they wouldn't want to do anything to it, because
Yeah.
it's fabulous. but
Perfect.
I would just assume, I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe I'll turn it into a museum of some sort or something.
who knows? Maybe they'll leave me there, who knows?
I hope
I
so.
hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I hope so.
We need Galleria.
Yeah.
Well, Cliff asked me a million questions about how many people come to the shows, how much I sell, blah, blah, blah. And I like I mentioned that one Frida show that we did, that like 400 people showed up, you know? We had people waiting outside to get in, people had to go outside so that people could, there were 400 people at that show.
Yeah.
Because there were sign-in sheets. And so I said, you know, it depends on the subject, it depends on the art, but yeah, people are out and about and going downtown and coming to art shows.
And it was nice because it was not just the art, there were people that were dressed in, you know,
Frida, yeah, we had Frida dress of
The contest.
contest, if you know, who won the award for dressing like Frida and all that.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good show, and so I just kind of mentioned that one to him, and I said, well, you know, people are interested in art, they are.
Yeah. Some people are interested. There's some people that just
Well, when he
Okay.
came, it was several months ago, and I mean, Caminarte was already up and running, and so I told him about Caminarte and, about Casa Ortiz, they had opened, and so La Posada was doing exhibits, so that there's a lot going on right
Yeah.
now, so.
Yeah, the caminatas are getting good. And
Right, so-
We have different places that are exhibiting and
Right, so it's been good. I mean, there's other little places too, so we'll see. I'm not gonna get my hopes up to get them squashed, but we'll see.
we gotta keep on pushing.
Yeah.
And I know David, the father, he collects art. I don't know about Cliff.
No, Cliff does too.
No, Cliff does too. He bought a piece of Mauro's work. You're
Right.
absolutely right. He
No,
does
but
too.
we also just got him, I had been talking to him about getting on the board of the center.
Oh,
So
good.
he just put, Alejandra is marketing, so I'm thinking that's a really good sign.
Oh, that's good.
They're already, because we had been kind of wanting to get him, get him on the board for a while, and
That's
he
good.
came on, and yes, he is into art, so I do think
Yeah,
there's.
because now he owns a lot of property, a lot
I
of property
know.
downtown.
We just need to keep pushing, Gail, guys, please God, we'll help you just do more
Yeah,
and more
I
and more,
mean-
and, I've got time, so whatever you need help with, I'm willing to.
Thank
to
you.
help.
Besides, you're my neighbor.
Exactly, we can talk about it over wine.
You don't invite?
Yes, you know.
Hey, I just walk across the street.
All right.
That's all I know.
Does anybody have any more comments on the public art funding? No? Okay, so we can go ahead and move on to the Lafayette Overpass Public Art Project update.
And what you have in your packet is a copy of the contract, or the proposal. It didn't have to go before city council because of the amount, so it's already a done deal. When Up Studio came down to visit, they also met with Mr. Chavez regarding the project, and they went over the project scope, the process, and the plans for how they're gonna tackle it. I don't know if they've already decided on how to approach it, but they did talk about it. It does have a, I believe a timeline.
And have they already signed this contract?
I believe they have.
So, do you know when because it says 14 days after the contract is signed, they'll start.
So they've done the analysis and the planning and pre-design. I don't think they've gotten to coordinate. They did talk about coordination with other city departments, but not the Union Pacific or Tech Dot. I think they're at that point right now. I did reach out to Mr. Chavez to find out if there had been any other progress since that meeting, but I haven't heard from him yet.
Do we know what exactly is happening? Mr. Chavez is the engineer for the
Mhm.
city, on that Corpus Christi, I guess, construction that's happening, there's gonna be like 7 flags or something on that wall. That was one of the things he was talking about, that the art is, what he had said the last time he was here was that the percentage and these new buildings was 2% that gets allocated towards art, but what that 2%, like, is giving back to the construction company, or that does, that the,
It's supposed to be for art.
For art.
or they're
but-
letting them design it, or who kind of helps to
Yeah.
guide that?
The last time we did something like that, the contractor paid the artist.
Oh.
But that was with community development funding.
Uh-huh.
They allocated some funding for that. It was, Gail, what was the name of the young man? The downtown apartments?
Ricky
Okay.
Castillo?
Castillo,
Castillo.
yes.
Yeah, Ricky.
That's the way they did it.
Yeah.
This committee selected the art.
And it was a call for artists, so we had
Mhm.
several people submitted their work, and I think one missed the deadline.
Some did not follow the proper procedure.
Yeah, because there's rules, and then we had to eliminate, and so, yeah, not because we wanted to, because
Yeah.
And the funding was $10,000, I
Yeah.
believe, and so some came in at 30. So,
yeah.
but that the commission did have input into what was selected.
Yes, that's what we used to do.
And you still do according to the master plan,
Okay.
you will still have
Great.
input as to what is selected.
I had a question about the design. Have they submitted a draft of the design that's gonna go up?
No,
It says the call for artists will be utilized. I suppose they're gonna have stipulations for that in there. If in-house artists is used, proceed to design for all bridge surfaces, review, design, develop final images. What's an in-house artist?
Yeah, because even,
We looked over this, right, and there was,
there was general designs that they've used in the past for other cities, but there wasn't,
our recommendation was that they should handle it, but then they could
Yeah.
hire, they should look
Yeah.
to Laredo artists.
and
They
that's what
should-
they're planning on doing. They're the ones that will be
Maybe
managing the
that's what
project itself,
in-house
but
artist means, local?
Yeah, probably.
yeah, but even in that proposal, there was never a design of
No.
what was gonna go up.
that goes later, a lot later.
Because I think that's an important part of the beginnings of the project, to see what the concept is and what the design is. And up until now, we haven't seen anything.
Would we see something? Are we going to be included in it, or is it going to be just?
If I-
Because, sorry,
Mhm.
let me just have a sec- it's because part of the proposal, when we went through them, there was no actual design for this specific project. There was mock-ups of what was done in other cities to
Oh.
give us an
But
idea.
they're specific.
Yes,
Yeah,
but they
those
were
are-
just bidding to be the project
Yeah.
manager, not to actually do
But
the
now
art
that
themselves.
there's a contract that was being signed, I mean, I figured we'd see a design at this,
No, they're gonna have to go, they're gonna probably go out
to the copper.
for artists, yes.
So there's gonna be different designs.
There might be, the pillars are kind of, they're not a flat surface. So I know that, the councilwoman suggested maybe something big, not detailed,
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe geometrical or
well,
something.
because, yeah, so you wanna be able to see it from far.
Afar, yes.
Ana Laura did a project like that in San Antonio.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah.
really nice if, we could, I don't know, I mean,
Yeah, because Jesse and I suggested that there should be local artists
Yeah.
involved
Yeah.
to give the local artist voice and
for
flavor.
sure, for sure.
And yeah, I like the San Antonio ones, because I don't think there was a specific theme, it was just, it's all
You
different.
get this one, you
It's,
get, yes.
it's the certain artist style and voice
Mhm.
that's being painted there, but
How many columns are there?
how many colors are there? I haven't been down there.
From the ones for the Solis Cigarro.
Lafayette.
I thought I heard there's something like 14 or something. I thought that one
Yeah,
of the
that's a
meetings
long
it was,
bridge.
yeah.
And it's gonna be only on the columns, or is it gonna be also on the side of the facade of the bridge?
It's supposed to be just in the columns.
What's under that bridge? Is there like a?
There's several
arch?
parklets,
Oh, yeah.
parklets,
Uh-huh.
different.
Oh, well,
I guess that's part of 3 months in, it says finalize design details.
Yeah.
Aztec style, you totem poles.
Right. You told are you talking about the
Yeah, but
convenience
in
stores?
the Aztec,
Yeah.
in the Aztec style.
Does everybody have any other comments about the overpass project? Any questions that,
I don't think that,
See,
that,
it sounds like they wanna use one artist, which would be a shame.
That's a lot of work. for
It says,
one.
if a call for artists will be utilized, set artist,
how much is the artist fee?
and conduct selection process. And then if in-house artist is used, proceed to design for all bridge surfaces. That's one person designing for all bridge surfaces. I would like to see it be different artists.
They should be bringing the plan to you for review,
Okay.
once they've said it.
And is there
Project
room-
manager and in-house artist, professional services. See, they have it here in their
Is that the
budget.
do they even dare, like, I mean, is there room for conversation about who those artists are?
Well,
or-
They're-
We'll be
they're gonna-
selecting the,
They're gonna
Oh,
either
yes.
make a call to artists or use an in-house artist, that's what that says. Task 8.
And how much is the artist going to be paid?
It says 3,500.
So that's for each one, there's 17.
I don't know. Total cost, 3,500.
what?
Wow. Poor thing.
Where's that, Gail?
On the bottom of this page right here,
After the budget.
second to the last page. There's the budget right there.
That's,
Not-
They're paying the artist an hourly rate of 125 for total hours of 28.
That,
Really?
but that's not, I don't think this is just for the project management. And
The
they do,
total
an
fee
in-house
is-
artist, Up Art Studio has an in-house artist that he will be managing the artist.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Okay.
But he's not gonna be the one
Project
designing.
manager and in-house artist,
Mhm.
I see, okay.
And they did, I don't remember his name, but they did bring him, on this trip
Okay.
that they were here.
I see.
So he's an artist that will oversee the artist
Oversee.
and just kind of make
Mhm.
sure that that technical part of the project.
I see.
we don't know how much the artist is going.
No, I mean, this is for the managing of the project.
And Up Art is gonna be the one to oversee
Yeah,
the
they got
manager.
they were accepted as their proposal was accepted.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
Yeah, no.
All right, then we'll move on to items for discussion and possible action, so it would just be the scheduling of our next meeting.
It could either be the 15th or the 22nd of June.
I won't be in town on the 15th, so the 22nd is better for me. Will I be back on the 22nd? Oh, no, I won't be here. I think I'll be here on the 15th. Change my mind.
Normally it is the 3rd, but
Yeah.
we've been moving 3rd and
Yeah.
4th depending on,
Yeah,
polling
I'll
the
be here the
members.
15th.
I think the 15th.
Okay,
15th works for me.
Won't be here.
You have to be honest.
I won't
I'm
be here.
not
I
sure.
won't be here.
I have a doctor's appointment, I don't, San Antonio, but I'm not too sure. But I'll call you and give you.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Does anybody want a motion to adjourn the meeting unless anybody has any?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Third.
Fourth.